What is business leadership? Business leadership it's a skill that all people can develop and by which the company or the department leader is able to influence workers to achieve their goals. Many times the teamwork is used as a synonym for a leader. The team boss is used as a synonym for a leader, but it's not the same. And why? There's a fundamental difference. While a boss uses its rank or the power to command in an authoritarian and unidirectional way, the leader is the one who motivates and directs employees, but without imposing ideas. Therefore, good business leaderships exercise my bad. Therefore, good business leaderships exercise its functions based on three key points: teamwork, motivation, and organizational structure. Unfortunately, there are still entities that carry out business leadership based on the traditional vision and in this way focus their strategies to managing the department in an authoritative way. uh, Types of business leadership. There are five types of business leadership, and each of them has consequences, both occupational and psychological, on the worker. That is why it's essential that we know and we can differentiate them. Laissez-faire leadership. It's a leader who works positively, trusting in the know-how of his employees. This manager is aware that his workers are prepared to carry out the task he has entrusted to them and therefore must let them do it. This leader is characterized by leaving his employees the freedom to carry out tasks as they find it most practically. In the end, the results could count and not so much the procedure. That that doesn't mean that they always stay in the on the sidelines when it's necessary. He advises or guides, but never imposes his criteria. What's the result? Workers' motivation increases and they are more effective. Democratic leadership. Leaders who opt for this typology firmly believe in the relevance of their employees' involvement. They promote their participation and generate enthusiasm in them because they feel that their options are taken into account. Therefore, this type of leadership also avoids authoritarian attitudes and stimulate internal communication. Teamwork becomes very important and the option of each of every one of them. It's true that the final decision will rest with the person in charge, but executing a democratic leadership will allow you to have a broader vision and consequently improve your business vision. Autocratic leadership. It stands at the opposite extreme of the previous types of leadership. The democratic one in autocratic leadership, it's the bosses who display and demonstrate their power without anyone being able to show disagreement with their decisions or express their opinion. And it's a form of negative leadership because it can generate stress, low self-esteem, or reduce the productivity of your employees. Transitional leadership. It's based on the exchange, usually of financial incentives, from the boss to the employee as a reward for a job well done on the achievement of their objectives. Both parties benefit. On the other hand, the worker sees his effort reward, and on the other hand, the leader motivates his subordinates by generating sales and business income to grow. Transformational leadership. The transformational leadership focuses on the human capital of the company. That's it. It's workers. The manager, it's a word that transformation is only possible if it affects the commitment of the workers, trusts them, and allows fluid communication with the bosses. This leadership is characterized by fostering the creativity and participation of all members of the company, not being afraid to face risk, motivating employees, and stimulating two-way trust. Companies are competitive, innovative, and profitable, but it's not an easy task to achieve all this. If we need, if we meet someone of the characteristics of a good business leader, it's very possible that we are getting closer to getting our company to flow and be a profitable business. If you are an entrepreneur, as you will know that having good the I mean as you will know that having good business leadership produces a positive effect both inside and outside the company, and the benefits of the company leadership are also reflected. Benefits of good business leadership. If those responsible perform good business leadership, they will obtain the following advantages: motivation of employees, reduction of absenteeism and labor presentation, productivity increase, improve the work environment and teamwork, growth in turnover profits, improves the brand image both inside and outside the company, achieve of short, medium, and long-term objectives, effective problem solving, and improves the strategy and business planning. A leader is a person that others need when they have a problem. That's why a leader needs to be prepared. If a CEO is not ready to take office, there's a great chance that the team will be demotivated or the work will not get done. Here I have some points that they're not good points about the leadership. Not communicating well. Communication is the pillar key of leadership. The leader must be able to communicate good and bad things without being too emotional or too aggressive. Some leaders are some leaders are so thought that they cause fear in their employees. Leader must be accessible to people in every way. 2. Being unmotivated. Worse than unmotivated employee is an unmotivated leader. This is essential for leadership as it ensures that employees feel safe and commitment to the company as the employee and choose the leader emotions. A lack of desire to work is generated. Forget about the others. No matter how much leadership and spirit someone has, no one works alone. Achievements, the bigger they are, require the work of more people. The leader needs to recognize the importance and value of each individual of the team. A good leader is a person who puts the team first. Be arrogant. This is one of the characteristics that the most weakens the figure of a boss. Arrogant people do not command respect and brings people closer. There are people who abuse their authority. On the other on the other shore, the humble leader can mobilize his team to achieve the proposed objective. And the last one is emotional imbalance. Over emotional or co leadership destroy their teams. Leadership it's something you learn by doing, but emotional preparation is key. You cannot be a good leadership without being a good employee. Leadership not only applies to the workplace, but ends up becoming an expression of other more intimate areas of life. What is confidence? Confidence can refer to several things. Confidence in ourselves, the hope that something will develop according to our expectations, or the familiarity we have in dealing with someone. As such, it's a noun derived from the verb to trust. Confidence is understood as the security that each person has. It's a quality of great value in all areas of a human activity. It's it's essential in school, work, business, as well as in the commercial, business, artistic, or academic environment. Confidence help us to carry out, I mean, confidence help us carry on with our purposes despite setbacks, discouragement, or difficulties. In this sense, it implies the conviction that using our strengths and virtues, we will be able to achieve what we set out to do. A team in which there's trust, its members are capable of showing their mistakes because they do not fear that their weaknesses could be used against them, or they do not feel threatened by the possibility that they should give up part of their responsibilities, nor do they feel invaded for ideas that take them out of their circle of comfort. They just have to focus on the goal of which they are going. They just have to focus on the goal for which they are joining force and get to work. How to increase trust in work teams? I have 8 points. The first one is lead by example. The superiors are the first to show their trust in their collaborators if they want them to also adopt this attitude. Number two is over communicate. Trusting the team means being transparent with its members, sharing all the information that is on interest to them without her lying. Number three is admit mistakes. If the manager wants the group to show an empathetic and collaborative response to the failures of others, they need to be able to recognize their limitation and admit their mistakes. Number four is just being honest. It's essential for there to be trust among the people that the leader keeps his promises and commitments. Number five, it's empower. A good way to boost trust in work teams is to delegate to delegate to group members. If they perceive that the leader trusts them, they will trust him. Number six is encourage feedback. Mistakes are opportunities for learning, so it is convenient to ask for feedbacks for employees to learn how to improve group performance. Number seven, it's avoid favoritism. Using double standards to value each worker it's a very quick way to destroy employee trust. And the last one is just being fair. In the same scene, it's essential that the executive treats each member fairly, explaining the guidelines of conduct and what is expected of each one in advance. When a manager manages to create trust in work teams based on interpersonal relationship, his experience, and a good judgment, and his coherence and consistency, his score for the effectiveness of his leadership grows exponentially, and vice versa. When when there's trust, people voluntarily step forward, work optimally together and efficiently, adopt a common purpose, take a risk, think creatively, help each other, and communicate openly and sincerely. When there is none, people compete people compete for position, steal information, keep information, do not take the risk and talk about the others instead of with them.